this is all about looking through elements, right? We know that's a 4-cone slalom, but really it's those first 3 that play the big part, right? So as I'm going through, right, like I know that I'm just gonna get to the backside of this. Just get to the backside, and then from this point, this is really, I really want you to like use that aggression and get up into that mode where you're getting power, but then get that good straight braking. And then the look ahead part, like you should already like head out the window, carrying this tight circle. Like if these cones don't disappear, you weren't tight enough.
Okay.
Like they should be gone, right?
Okay.
Like I'm not hitting any of these. I'm just super tight, right? Now from here, like I'm already down checking, like down into this section, right?
Right.
And now I know you're driving with Tom, and Tom drives kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
But when he was doing this section, he was really making this all one section, right?
Yeah.
And from here, you're already trying to reference that
The next-
cone,
yeah.
like this very first cone on the left. I know he went over that with you.
Oh yeah.
Like he wanted you to find that cone as early as possible. He probably said it, find it early, or something like that, because you want to get to the backside of this, all right? Now, if he had you do it right, he had you basically tap the brake or lift, and then essentially just haul ass, right?
Yeah.
Now, from here, like you know that this is dead straight and your brake zone is coming, but I want to see that. Like I know that's where I gotta go, so I'm gonna find it early, right? Like I saw it coming out of there, I know where I gotta go, good straight braking, I know he emphasized that.
Yep.
And then already come around, like looking, finding it, and know that I got time to stop here. So from this point, I don't know how many of you guys were doing it, but how he emphasized, he should have been emphasizing the getting on the backside of these first 2. The first 2 are huge in getting, like you want to backside all of them, but the first 2 do the most damage if you don't do them, right?
Okay.
So remember, like you're gonna be door tight probably on this cone, and then you're gonna get to the backside. And I'm looking through this whole slalom, right? I'm looking way ahead. I know that I gotta be on the backside of that. So I wanna make sure that I find that as early as possible. Like if you start staring down this slalom, you'll never know that you have to get back probably at least a half a lane width on here before you start initiating this turn. And then you can actually get on the backside of that cone and then just carry this out to here.
Okay.
Kind of get it?
So
All right, so hold on as tight as you can. So I'm gonna go through, I'm not gonna like try to drive 100%. I'm gonna go through like an 80% run,
80%?
but as I'm going through, I'm gonna be telling you what I'm looking for, okay?
Okay.
Now,
His 80% still a lot.
With my 100.
with autocross, you really want to dumb it down as much as you can, especially the way that I've had to make courses to where we put a bunch of fluff cones into the course, basically to keep people on track. Like a lot of that fluff will go away. Like this is really like with the 2 slalom cones, everything after the 2 slalom cones kind of disappears. So that's 2 elements, followed by the U-turn, which is 1 element, followed by the sweep that goes to the Chicago box, which is actually just 1 element, the U-turn, which is 1 element, and then offset through those slaloms. So you're talking about 6 elements really on course that you're looking for. So as we go, is traction control on?
No.
Where's it at?
Push it and hold.
I think that was
got
the
the trunk again.
Oh. Can you close the trunk?
Hey John, can you close the trunk? We have a button malfunction. Thank you.
So as I go through, I'm just looking through the slalom, right? Through the slalom. And then get my good straight brake, right? And I'm already, look where my head is. Look where my head is. Out the window, out the window, out the window. I looked, I can see it. I know that's where I need to go. Like I'm already here. I'm looking for the Chicago box. Looking for the Chicago box, right? Found the Chicago box, the good straight brake. Looking through. I found it, right?
Yeah.
Like he hit it. Like I know he hit it. Because that's how early I looked at it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Then get back here, backside. Be diligent with the backside here. And then I don't know how he told you to stay left because I'm going to go to the right here.
Yeah. All right, cool. I think something dropped off.
He's running for a cone.
Wow.
But you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Like, I mean, I hit
The
a...
cone was down
Yeah.
before even completing the McDonald's turn. All right.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. So the big wing... Yeah, big wing. The big thing with this is at making sure you're looking through elements and to the next element as soon as you possibly can without sacrificing your run, all right? You want to find those key cones as soon as possible so you can make the autocross a little bit easier on yourself, all right?
Who else had Chris? Anybody? Anybody have Chris this morning? We did. We went already.
So as he goes, I'll kind of explain, like, once he gets out of our way. There should be 6 of you. Oh.
Wait, there was 3 this morning. Or 3 in the car earlier, right? Were the 3?
Yeah, 3 and 3. Well, he's talking about for the people that worked with me yesterday, or this morning. So through this, like, remember how you were doing the, like, essentially you turned this in almost to like a 2-cone slalom, and you were able to get on it early. So right now I'm just kind of looking through the slalom. I know that the slalom cones are evenly paced, and long as I'm early on the first 2, I'm looking through the slalom into the actual turnaround, right? Now, once I get to like that second slalom cone, like I'm already referencing where that turnaround circle is. Like from here, that's what I'm thinking about. So as soon as he makes that right, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna just go through here slow. Like I know that I'm gonna get on the backside of these first 2 cones, right? That's gonna just wash away right after I do it. So now that I've gotten to the backside, now I'm looking for my acceleration point. I can start accelerating from here as long as I'm smooth with the throttle, right? But here I've already found where the backside of that turnaround is, where that U-turn is. Like that's what I'm looking to, and making sure that I'm finding it, and I'm really looking back here. Like as I'm coming to this, like I'm already referencing that cone. Like I'm gonna come into this and I'm gonna be looking to do my braking and already have my head out the window. Like I'm very close to these cones, but I'm not hitting them. Like just making sure I look. Now from here, I've already referenced where the inside of that sweep is, right? Like I know I want to get to that sweep because I have to continue this corner, but that's what I'm looking for, all right? As soon as I see it, like I know my hands are gonna follow, so I don't have to think about where my hands are, and I'm looking to that Chicago box, right? Like that inside left cone at the very beginning of the Chicago box. Everybody remember that? Mm-hmm. And I know Tom, when he was driving with you, he was preaching how to connect these 2 elements. Like long as you connect these 2 elements and you find the backside of this, once you've gotten to here, like you're already concentrating on getting that good brake, that little brake, or that, I don't know how he did it for everybody, what was driving, like a brake or a lift. Mm-hmm. So you can basically just come out of here and throttle in and then just unwind the steering wheel and get straight. But I've already referenced that cone. Like I know where it's at. Like, so I know that I'm gonna come down, get a good solid straight brake, and then get my head, look where my head is. Like I'm looking to that. I'm looking through Remy's head right now to find that cone. And then making sure that I'm looking through the slalom. I know that these are all offset, so I have to get to them early, knowing that I have to be on the backside, like get to the backside, and then can just continue this motion all the way down. Especially on these last 2. Like if you can't get on the backside of these last 2, this autocross run is all for naught, and then you have to kind of park the car at the very end, right? Okay. How many people did that happen for? Like getting those last 2 cones wrong?
A couple times.
Yeah.
Kind of short cycling a little bit.
Yep.
I got better at it when I learned to backside, but
yes.
I wasn't looking far ahead enough to see that as I was already in the slalom.
With the greatest thing about looking ahead is that your hands follow. Like it naturally smooths you out as a driver, because the sooner you see it, your hands are gonna do it. Now, part of that is when your hands start to do it, you also have to be listening to what the car is doing. Like if it's understeering, you know you got to give something up. Like be it throttle, add braking, or steering. Like you got to give up something. You can't have it all, like what they talked about here. Like the front tires only do tires only do so much for you. You have to give them a chance to do it. Remember, try to look through elements. Don't stare them down. Like if you ever find yourself like looking at the hood, like you lost because you're driving 2 elements instead of negotiating elements. Like that's how I refer to it, is negotiating elements. Don't try to drive the one, try to drive the whole. All right.
How long did it take you to get good at consistently looking ahead in the car?
My first Evo school. Once I started working at it, I took my first Evo school about 3 years after I started autocrossing, and a major light bulb went off. It was like, really? So like, if you've taken a fun run with me, like I preach look ahead, look ahead, look ahead, look ahead as much as possible, because the earlier you see things, the better you can actually prepare for them. And within autocross, so all the elements are usually pretty tight together. Some of the courses that we've had are really element intense. The better you're going to be able to drive, all right? Because you're going to know what's coming before you're ever there. And that's the whole thing, is like knowing what's there. Like, you can memorize all you want, but if you don't see it, like, it doesn't matter that you're not, like, that you're driving it, you know? So I'm going to go through this like 80% just so you kind of see. And as I'm going through, I'm going to be telling you what I'm looking for, right? So as we come out, like, I'm looking through the slalom, right? I'm already looking through it. I'm doing these first 2 cones, and then I can roll and throttle, and then good straight brake, right? Look where my head is. Look where my head is. It's outside this window. Outside this window. Now I'm gonna do a head check. Look, I looked at that light, or I looked at that cone, right? Already found it. Now I'm looking at Chicago box, right? Already looking at Chicago box. This is all one hand. So, like, good brake, and then already looking. Look, I see where that cone is. I see it. I know I got to get good straight braking. Look where how far ahead my head is. Like, I'm just looking around, making sure that I know that this element is coming. Backside, 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 and then looking through the finish. Kind of get what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Way smoother.
This car is obviously faster than that, but that's just emphasizing how much you need to look ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, guys. Oh, I'm actually where I need to be. Next is first.
Thank you.